Welcome to Character Crunch, episode 161. My name is Dave Moore. Returning because he just completely dropped out is electrical engineer by day, Jeff Daly by night.
Yep.
How's it going, Jeff?
Good. When I'm an electrical engineer, they call me Jeff Daly.
Jeff Daly.
Yeah, they mispronounce my last name all the time.
Yeah, do they?
Sometimes they mispronounce my first name. They call me Jack.
Wow, interesting. As we started the show, guys, tonight.
What the heck, Dave?
Number one, Jeff completely dropped out as I hit the live button. That was fantastic. Number two, Jeff, I watched you react to the Ford trailer. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a request. I've got a request of you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Can you do? Maybe you shouldn't do this, but for some reason I want you to.
What?
I want you to do live reactions on YouTube up to trailers, because your reaction was like absolutely nothing, and you proceeded to like make like completely not related comments to me.
Like what?
Like you're like something. You said something about Dropbox in it.
I didn't say Dropbox at all.
I don't know what's going on. Jeff is just sitting there. He had no interest. And then when the trailer ends, he's not like, wow, that was cool. That was cool. The Hulk talked. No, Jeff was like, that was all right.
No, it was pretty sweet.
Jeff, please do live YouTube reactions. Please do this. Just
I'm completely stone faced.
Yeah, just stone faced.
And like at the end of like, well, that was okay. And then it just cuts out. That's the entire reaction.
You occasionally make like a not related comment in any way, shape, or form.
I'm watching Thor Ragnarok. I'm like, what am I gonna eat for dinner? Yeah.
You're like, God, you know what sounds good? Some chicken wings.
So how's it going today, Dave?
You know, I've listened to this musical, Jeff, about 100 times. This music is not stopping. Why is their music so long?
I don't know, Dave. Why is there, huh?
So there's a new musical. I don't know if we talked about this last week, Jeff. There's a new musical on iTunes. It's called The 36 Questions. It's a podcast they're releasing as a podcast audio drama.
Mm-hmm.
And I've listened to it like 100 times, and the second act ends on a cliffhanger, and it's Monday, and it's Tuesday now, but it's supposed to release the next one on this upcoming Monday. It's killing me, Jeff. I need to know how this thing ends, because it's so good. It's too good. It's too good to be a musical podcast. It has no right to be this good.
What's the podcast name?
It's called 36 Questions. You know what 36 Questions, Jeff?
Nope.
Okay, well, we talked about that on another show. It's called Dude Swipe Right. But the 36 questions are these 36 questions that two people could ask each other who don't know each other, and then stare into each other's eyes for 4 minutes and then fall in love. That's the premise of the idea of the 36 questions. But these are two people whose marriage has been completely destroyed because this girl made up her entire past, and she's trying to fix their marriage by answering the 36 questions again. Anyway, point of this is this musical is completely destroyed like everything else I'm listening to.
Completely destroyed?
Yeah, like I don't listen to anything else.
Did you ever finish S-Town?
No, Jeff, I actually thought S-Town was stupid and stopped listening about an episode and a half in.
I've told you 5 times.
I know.
It gets better 3 episodes in.
I know.
Dave, you never go the distance.
No. Bull crap. No. Breaking Bad, I got through like the first 2.5 seasons. So don't tell me I didn't go the distance in Breaking Bad. Number 3, I went the distance with BoJack Horseman because you need to get through those first like 2.5.
Yeah, but finish up S-Town. Dang it, Dave. It gets better. 3 episodes in. The dude dies and then he investigates his murder.
Okay, maybe someday.
I said that last time. You're not going to do it. You won't do it until Johnny Casino tells you to listen to a podcast. You listen to it, and then you just listen to S Town out of guilt.
Yeah, but John would agree with me that S Town is probably trash. He'd probably completely 100% agree with me.
Ask him.
All right, John, are you listening? Because you are. Hi, John. Listen, is S Town any good? It's not. I know it's not.
Yes, it is. It's really good.
It's good 3 episodes.
S Town is getting critical acclaim.
So is the 36 questions. So Jeff, listen to the 36 questions.
I will when you listen to S Town.
All right, I'll start S Town as soon as we're not done with these 12 podcasts I have to record this week.
Oh my God, Dave! I've been listening to too many podcasts, and then these podcasts are spawning into other podcasts.
I'm almost recording more podcasts than I'm listening. What just happened?
That's me. That's me being flabbergasted.
I think I'm recording. Flabbergasted. I think I'm officially recording more podcasts than I listen to. I think it's
really?
official.
How many podcasts are you recording a week?
Well, I do Forget Being Cool 3 times a week. I do Dude Swipe Right bi-weekly. I do this show weekly, and we're bringing back Living Room Clutter monthly.
What are you doing with the Living Room Clutter?
We're coming back as the exact same show. We're just going to do it monthly.
How come you're doing Dude Swipe Right bi-weekly, but we're only doing like bi-weekly like every other week or 2 times a week?
No, bi-weekly like every other week.
Okay. I was like, man, how much do you have to talk to on Dude Swipe Right?
No, we couldn't do that. Despite the fact that that show has more ground than it ever had the right to, considering there's like news articles almost every 5 seconds that are related to that show. I don't know, Jeff. Like the studies and stuff, except our entire recording fell apart. So
studies of Twitter?
No, studies of like Tinder relationships, like studies about online dating, studies about like how it affects marriages. Like there is way more news than there ever should be, like creepy catfish stories. There's so much stuff. But anyway, Jeff.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are getting way more attention than they should, meaning the 36 questions and this Dude Swipe Right thing and bringing back Living Room Clutter and all sorts of other things. Jeff, can we talk about something we haven't debated yet on this show?
What?
The official...
Don't get me started on that.
You don't even know what to say. The opening title card in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
So as of...
I barely remember.
As of before this movie, right? The events that were happening within the Marvel Cinematic Universe were happening in timeline with the actual events of reality that we're in now.
Yeah.
Right? So previously thought Captain America Civil War took place in 2016. Okay?
Yeah.
And the Avengers took place in 2012.
Okay.
Well, at the beginning of Spider-Man Homecoming, they're cleaning up the battle of Avengers in 2012. Right? Correct? That's what we thought. Then they proceed to put up a title card that says 8 years later, meaning that Spider-Man Homecoming either takes place in 2020 or that the events of the Avengers happened in like, what would that make it? That 2008.
Yeah.
Therefore, completely throwing off the timeline.
So it says 8 years later?
Yeah. So
are you what?
Yeah, so here's the problem, Jeff. The internet has lost their minds. And I mean, so the first time I saw this, I was sitting there and I go, that doesn't seem right. Like, it's not 2020 right now. Like, no, Civil War just ended. He got dropped off in the car, right?
Yeah.
It's not 2020. It's 2017, right? So this is happening in 2017. So 8 years later from 2012 doesn't make any sense at all.
Unless the Avengers just took place in 2009.
Except the fact that there's newspapers inside of Daredevil and Jessica Jones that both say the Battle of New York dated 2012. So, Jeff,
Yeah.
there is no good way to ever justify and explain this, right? So, there's a couple theories. Okay. The first one is there's a little kid in Iron Man 2 running around, right, with an Iron Man mask at the Stark Expo,
Mm-hmm.
who they have later retconned to be Peter Parker.
Retro connected.
Retconned, Jeff, to go back and say that's actually Peter Parker running around in the Iron Man mask, the little kid at the Stark Expo. Because he lives in Queens and he could be that kid, right? So the argument theory for the 8 years later is they're changing the timeline so that Peter would actually be the correct age to be the right age at Homecoming because that kid was too little in Iron Man 2. Okay. Yeah. So they're arguing that they're changing the timeline to put Avengers back, right? So it actually took place in 2009. Oh my gosh. Or the other arguments, Jeff, are that this is just a completely blindsided mistake of Kevin Feige, right? Director of the Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
The best theory, and the one that I want to accept and believe, is that the events of Doctor Strange, right, where he makes the time loop, caused a 2-year time skip in which moving the events of time, therefore Infinity War, he'll have to use the time stone again to rewind time to fix the timeline so that Spider-Man takes place in the right period of time, and also that Avengers takes place at the right time.
No. So Spider-Man Homecoming and Civil War have to take place in 2017 because you remember how they pull out Aaron Davis's file?
Yeah, I know.
Well, it lists Aaron Davis is 33 years old with a birth date in 1984. Right. So the movie has to take place in 2017. So the timeline you have to look at is 2008 Iron Man, 2009 and Iron Man 2 Incredible Hulk and Thor, March of 2010 The Avengers, 2013 Iron Man 3, 2014 Thor The Dark World, Captain America The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 2015 Avengers Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, 2016 Doctor Strange, July of 2017 Captain America Civil War, and September of 2017 Spider-Man Homecoming. This is also consistent with Vision's comment that Civil War takes place 8 years since Tony Stark announced he was Iron Man, which would have been at the end of 2009.
Right. So
the only thing you have to say are those Netflix movies aren't part of the MCU. So that could theoretically take place in a different universe where the event of the Avengers happened in 2012.
Wait, so when are we saying Avengers took place? In this new timeline?
2010.
Even though the movie came out in 2012.
Yes. They have to. The event of the Avengers have to come out and had to have happened in 2010 for anything to make sense.
Except the fact that we have the Battle of New York confirmed for 2012, and previous to this point, we've said that
How is it confirmed for 2012?
The newspapers.
The newspapers where?
In Daredevil.
What I just said.
In which I know.
Netflix. So it's not part of the MCU. So that could be an alternate timeline.
In which the events took place 2 years later.
Yes. That has to be the only way that would make sense.
Doesn't this bother you? It's the
that Marvel is a multi-billion-dollar company and they can't get dates right. Yes. That's aggravating. Do you find it aggravating?
Yes, I do, because the title card should have just said 6 years later.
They could have done. God, yeah, they should. That would have made more sense. What if they just then went the
Now,
movie?
now, if it were up to me, right, and if this was my mistake, and I saw this, right, and I was Kevin Feige, I would have, I wouldn't have pulled the theater cuts, right? That's too much work, right? But when
You
this
would
thing
call
gets,
the DVD cuts.
yeah, when this thing gets put on Blu-ray, the title card is corrected.
Or we just say that if the Avengers thing takes place in 2010.
Yeah, but then you've broken off the Netflix series, which was really fun. That would we could have said that was in the same universe.
It has to be in a separate universe at this point in time.
But doesn't that kind of ruin everything? It's like I mean they ignore Agents of Shield, which Agents of Shield takes place in the same universe as well, right? And those timelines are messed up too, Jeff. Like if you were to pull actual dates from Agents of Shield, like actual reports and stuff, everything takes place in the wrong time. Now too.
Mm-hmm.
So we're saying that Agents of Shield is its own universe. This multi-million bazillion dollar MCU that they built, where they get to say all these things that you've been watching for the last 10 years all took place in the same universe until now. When we finally get Spider-Man, we screwed it all up.
So the Battle of New York bulletin,
yeah,
does not have a date on it.
Well, that's smart.
Daredevil. In Daredevil, there is no date on that New York bulletin for the Battle of New York.
Well,
there you go.
Well, that's good because I saw arguments about this. I still like the Doctor Strange time jump thing.
It does say Battle of New York, right? And he looks at it, but on the newspaper. I'm looking at a picture. I mean, what year does Daredevil come out?
I don't remember. I'd have to look at the list. The point is,
I don't know, but this is aggravating.
This you didn't notice this the first time?
Oh, actually, because I didn't know. I don't know as much as you do.
You didn't think about the 2012 Battle of New York, which is fine, right? And honestly, that's what I'd like to do is just forget it. But when I saw that title card, I was sitting there going, "That's not right. It's not right." And I'm like, "Is anybody else going to realize this isn't right?" And then the internet exploded.
Nobody in the theater realizes, right? Though.
Well, I mean, no one in the theater opened their mouth to say something.
Yeah, because not a lot of people go and know all the exact dates.
Well, what's sad about this, and there's people listening to this who listen to both the shows going, Dave doesn't even know when the GameCube came out. Right?
Yeah, you don't, Dave. You don't. What year did it come out, Dave? 99?
The 90s. Right. So the point of this,
according to the MCU universe, according to the MC universe, that was 8 years ago. That's 30 years ago, Dave. That was 99 was 30 years ago, according to the MCU.
I understand and care about the events of a fictional universe in which there are superheroes. But
what if it says 8 years earlier? Just mess with you.
Well, did you hear? This is an interesting tidbit, Jeff. That's not something I brought up earlier that we were going to talk about.
What?
The Captain Marvel movie that's coming out is supposed to take place in the 90s in the MCU, and she's going to be fighting the Skrulls.
Okay.
Which is also cool because they're going to be setting up a Secret Invasion. They could also just like completely obliterate all the characters by saying that everybody's a Skrull.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I don't care. Did you read Secret Invasion, Jeff?
Nope.
Okay. The Kree and the Skrulls are going to start fighting on Earth.
That sounds exciting. Oh yeah, and there's Skrulls that can just be anybody.
Yeah, the Skrulls can pretend to be anybody. But they're confirming that there were Skrulls in the 90s that Captain Marvel was fighting. Meaning the Skrulls are already here.
Captain Marvel or Captain Marvel? Captain
Marvel. Captain DC has Captain Marvel. Why? Why, DC? Why'd you do that?
Because they can.
Marvel, why did you let that happen? Well, their name is Shazam now at DC, right? It's no longer Captain Marvel.
No, it's Shazam is a different person though.
No, it's the same, but it's the same character.
It is?
That's what I thought. Oh god, here we go. Jeff's gonna look it up because now we're having a debate over comic books.
Hey, Shazam, I thought is a different person than Captain Marvel.
No, I thought they changed Captain Marvel. And
shut up. Captain Marvel.
Yeah, well,
my name isn't Jeffrey, it's Jeffrey.
No, it's Shazam.
This is. Hope you choke later. You're right. It's formerly Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Now Shazam, so that we no longer have to have this argument over Marvel and Marvel, spelled exactly the same in the exact same way. Just owned by different comic book companies that also seem to have a very similar name.
DC and Marvel?
Yeah, no, Marvel, Jeff. Marvel Comics.
Shut up.
Oh, Jeff, timelines, comic books.
They even made fun of by the Billy Batson just making fun of Stanley's alliteration stuff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Have you played Pokemon Go?
Is that a year ago probably now?
Yeah, about a year ago was when it was a big deal.
Yeah. When the servers were crap. They just canceled a bunch of Pokemon Go stuff in Europe just because of what happened in Chicago
Fest.
Chicago.
So we talked about the Chicago Fest last week, right?
Yep.
The absolute train wreck that was Chicago Fest, but they released the legendary birds, Jeff.
Yeah, did you get a legendary yet?
So here's the story, Jeff. They released Articuno first. Articuno had a week to catch it.
Yeah.
Okay? And it was going to go away yesterday. Okay. Which it did. Sunday night, I call you, right? Call you to confirm whether you're coming to wing night or not.
Yeah.
You tell me you're not coming to wing night. That's okay. It's fine. I'll accept it. Jeff's not going to be at wing night. Jim and I will get wings by ourselves. Yeah, just a little bit. But anyway, I'm walking across the Rocky River Bridge, right? Going to around the corner. And I'm looking at the Pokemon Go map, Jeff, and there's an Articuno at the end of the bridge.
Yeah.
On the gym that's at the end of the bridge. And I'm I'm freaking out because I haven't caught one yet, and I knew I had 1 day left to catch one. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm booking it down the bridge, and I'm like, oh my God, there better be people because you need 8 people. You need 9 people to take this thing down. 8 to 9 people. 8 minimum. Okay. And you need 8 qualified people, meaning like over level 30.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's one dude standing over there in an orange shirt, and I'm like, please tell me he's playing. I run over there, he's playing. And this other big group of people come by, right? And they're playing, and we're all standing there, we're getting ready. They're like, there's people, they're coming from Trisket now, 15 minutes from Trisket, right? Like to drive, and this thing ends in 15 minutes. Like we know when the timer's gonna go up. So I'm like, guys, we just have to go in. We need to fight this thing. Like I can't not get this today, right? So the catch rate's like 6%, Jeff. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So we're all going in there. We're fighting this thing. This is the third one that I fought. Okay. The first one we couldn't take down. I didn't have enough people. I had a little kid who was like probably level 15 and like just 8 people. Like we couldn't do it. Couldn't take it down. Okay. The next one was at the bagel shop, and I was fighting it, and we took it down, but I didn't catch it. Okay. Which is extremely depressing because I only got 4 balls because Team Valor took down.
Hey, not a lot of people have 4 balls.
Most people don't. If you do have 4 balls, please go get that checked out and then go listen to the Mega Dads. So fought that gym, got it, didn't win it. Okay. Now we're at this last moment, this last day. I'm sure that we're going to have them, right? got these 15 minutes. We're gonna take this down. We fight it. We fight it. We fight it. We fight it. We take it down. Okay. And because it was being controlled by Team Instinct, my team, high Team Instinct, I got 10 balls. Okay.
Yeah.
Threw a ball. I missed. Threw another
Good
ball.
job.
Threw another ball. Threw another ball. Threw another ball. It broke out all 3 times. Using berries, all the things you're supposed to do, right? I caught it. I did a little dance, Jeff. I did a little dance on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
I was
One
the only. I was the only one in the whole group.
Yeah.
It was a moment, Jeff. It was a real life, heartfelt moment.
Were you happy?
I'm very happy. I'm still happy. I'm still riding on joy catching this thing. Moltres was supposed to get released today. I think the servers are broken because I haven't seen a single one. But after all that, Jeff, I have my one legendary bird. Jim has like 6.
6 Articunos?
Yeah, Jim Young has 6 Articunos.
Well, why can't you be like Jim Young?
Because I can't play all day.
Well, do it.
He's got like 2 Lucias. He's got like 12, 13, maybe 25 Dragonites. Okay. Mm-hmm. This man's a madman.
What level is he?
38.
So what's the max level? 40?
Yes. Yeah. The level cap.
What do you do in your max level?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know what I would do. I think I might stop for a little while if I hit level 40.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm only like halfway there considering I'm at level 33. Because the amount of experience you have to get to that level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only about halfway to level 40.
Well, Jim Young's going to get a level 40 before you.
I know he will. He's probably level 39 right now.
Oh, how close was he to level 39?
He's pretty close. And after the Chicago double XP and all that stuff, he grew. I think he got like 3 levels out of that whole thing. So, props to Jim Young. But anyway, I caught my first legendary in Pokemon Go. Feels like a real accomplishment for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I got to catch my Moltres tomorrow. That's my goal for tomorrow. It's my life goal. And then I can catch my Zapdos. Although it sounds like Moltres is easy to take down. It sounds like you only need like 3 people because it's so weak to water that it will be significantly easier to take down.
What's wrong with Articuno? It's weak against fire.
Yeah, but it's also strong against like fire type because it's ice.
So
ice can put out fire.
So well, who's good? I think then Articuno the hardest, right?
Zapdos is the hardest because it's weak to ground type. But it's really just the fact that ground type are resistant to Zapdos.
Well, what about water type?
Zapdos? Water types are weak to Zapdos. Water conducts electricity.
Isn't electricity weak to water too?
No.
I haven't played Pokemon in forever.
Are you pulling up the type chart?
Yes, I am. It's been forever.
Yeah. No. So Zapdos is weak to ground, but it's not as effective as like water is against fire.
Man.
So Zapdos is probably going to be the hardest.
Fighting honestly. Fire, rock.
Yeah, fighting fire and rock.
For ice.
Yeah.
Ice baby. Ice,
dun, 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 dun. Under pressure.
Man, why is rock weak to a lot? Jeez. Grass is weak to like 5 things.
Yeah. No, the balancing in the first games was terrible, Jeff. It's absolutely terrible. That's why we had to introduce fairy and dark types and leaf types and all sorts of other extra stuff.
Dragon's pretty OP.
No, because it's weak to fairy type now. It
yeah.
used to.
This is the old type start.
Yeah, no, you're right. Dragon used to be pretty OP, and so was Psychic.
Ghost was pretty OP.
Kinda.
I mean, who has a poison or a bug Pokemon at the end of the game? I never had a poison or bug Pokemon at the end of the game.
You don't. None of them are good. You have a
Exactly.
Beedrill, you have a Beedrill or a Butterfree. Or a Venonat. Venomoth. Anyway, Jeff, this is going to be a crazy 3 weeks. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated whether I catch my Moltres.
You probably won't get the instinct one. You won't get Zapdos, but you'll have the other two.
Don't say that. And I better catch my Lugia soon.
Lugia, how long is Lugia out for?
We don't know.
Why haven't you got that? Jim Young's probably gotten the Lugia.
He's got 2. He's only got 2 of them. So
see, only 2, Dave. How many do you have?
0.
See,
I've never even fought one.
Give Jim Young your phone for a day.
Trust me, Jeff. I've thought about it. Anyway,
so that's fun. Have fun with Pokemon. The going of Pokemon.
Yes, the going of Pokemon.
The
going of the going Pokemon podcast. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Did you know they released new Lay's flavored chips?
No, but let's definitely talk about this.
Everything bagel with cream cheese.
That sounds disgusting and awful, but I'll try it.
Crispy taco flavored. Not soft shell taco flavor, crispy taco.
How could you make soft taco flavored chips?
How can you make a crispy taco? How can you make a lot of things, Dave?
No, you can't make soft chips.
Pita bread.
Yeah, then you're selling pita bread. You're selling taco flavored pita bread.
Well, all they had to do is taco flavored, not like crispy taco flavored. And then there's fried green tomato flavor.
The taco flavor
sounds one of those voting ones.
The taco flavor sounds awesome. Do you ever have the taco Doritos, Jeff? Have you ever had those?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Those are so good. I love the taco Doritos.
I like the sweet chili ones.
The sweet chili are good, but there are they're like sweet chili and taco flavored.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't even know what color bag those come in anymore. Do they still sell those?
What color what comes in?
The taco flavored Doritos.
Don't they come in those weird looking classic Doritos?
I don't know.
Yeah, they come in those weird like those Mexican looking ones. No, the old style ones. Like they have like a Mexican sombrero on it, and they like have Doritos and like weird colors. It looks like retro packaging.
All right, I'm gonna hunt this down. I'm gonna hunt down my taco.
Still have them. I went there. Or you could just get them off eBay for probably $100.
And they'd be stale and gross.
Yeah, see, if you can get a 10-ounce bag from eBay you can get 10-ounce bags from eBay for $52.
That's a lot, and
that's all $5 a bag.
They're all stale, and they're the little bags.
Why would they be stale?
Because they're. Do you actually know how short the shelf life is for Doritos? Did you ever talk to John? Did you ever talk?
How did Doritos go stale if they're always packaged?
Trust me.
It's airtight.
Trust me, Jeff.
I know what type of Doritos you want. Straight from Japan. Tuna mayo. What about coconut curry?
Oh, that sounds okay.
Sausage.
Sausage sounds kind of good, actually.
Wasabi mayo.
Yeah.
Salty. Just salty. That's it. Salty.
I want salt. I mean, that's just salty corn chips. Isn't that basically like a Frito?
What about cheese and almond flavored Doritos?
Cheese almond? What are you looking at? The list of weird Dorito flavors?
Yeah. Butter and soy sauce.
What?
Fried chicken. That's easy. Fondue. Yeah.
Ooh, fried chicken Doritos?
Well, they had waffles and chicken here. Chicken and waffles here as a flavor.
Dude, that was Lay's. That wasn't Doritos.
I know, it's true. What about roe and mayonnaise?
Ew.
Do you know what roe is?
No, I don't.
ROE? Fish
No.
eggs. Salmon eggs.
Gross.
Steak. Tacos.
Steak sounds fine. It would just taste like steak sauce Doritos.
Sesame chicken.
Sesame chicken would be weird, but it'd be fine. It wouldn't be good. It would be like a weird kind of like barbecue-y flavor.
The pizza's easy. What about savory butter flavored?
I mean, don't you just want popcorn? Like
Teriyaki chicken.
teriyaki chicken would be kind of like barbecue.
Garlic.
Like garlic would probably be fine.
Winter crab.
What? Are these real flavors?
Yeah.
Or is this like somebody's like weird like weird dream list of Doritos?
Fresh basil and smoked fresh Italian ham.
That sounds fine. Basil and ham? I mean, it doesn't sound like a Dorito flavor, but it also doesn't sound like it would be horrible as Doritos.
What about Doritos? They made Christmas Doritos in the shape of Christmas trees.
I mean, sure, whatever.
Rock,
there's still Doritos.
rock taco flavored.
Rock taco?
I don't know what a rock taco. What about olive?
Oh, what? Are these real? These aren't real, Jeff. This is fake.
There's a Doritos flavor in Japan that's called Cool American.
So it's just Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah. What about yogurt and mint?
What?
Tomato and onion salad.
These aren't real, Jeff. Yes. Stop.
Corn soup. Tandoori. Seaweed.
That's a Japanese flavor. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to eat it.
Can I screen share this?
Sure you can.
Look at this Look at this Doritos packaging. They don't even know what this is. Look at the packaging. It's two dudes just looking like they're about to get it on. Do you see this? The Doritos are black. In the bottom right corner, the Doritos are black.
Yeah, we just got shut down on YouTube. We just shut down.
What?
You're gonna shut down my YouTube channel. If you are a grown up and an adult, you can go over to charactercrunch.com and watch the video version of this show.
How am I gonna shut down YouTube?
Oh, Jeff! Oh my God! What the heck did I just see? That's not a real bag. This is all fake.
No, it's all real. Oh. These are all real from around the world.
Gross.
There's a list of 102 Dorito flavors from around the world. There's 102 Dorito flavors, Dave.
John, not John Beeler or Casino. John, my Frito-Lay driver for when I worked at 7-Eleven. Hi, if you're listening, which you should be. One, you're my favorite Frito-Lay employee ever. Number two, please give me the hookup. Right?
What about hot wings blue cheese? You'd like that one.
I've had those. They're actually kind of gross.
There's ketchup flavor.
Yeah, that's probably a Canadian flavor.
Why Canadian? What are you?
Because Canadian. Because the number one selling flavored potato chips in Canada is ketchup flavored.
Not hot dog.
No, hot dog is according to 7-Eleven. Yet as soon as a franchise owner owns 7-Eleven, they take away all the hot dog chips.
The Doritos in another country has a whole Pizza La brand, which is different pizza flavored Doritos.
Like specifically different kinds of pizza?
Yeah, like Supreme, Meat Lovers.
I love that this show became Dave and Jeff discuss the multiple amounts of 102 different flavors of Doritos.
Well, we can talk about 102 different Lay's flavors.
we could.
Sorry, we just got sidetracked. So, I did a thing this weekend, Dave.
Yeah, you tell me about that while I tell Chewy to shut up. Chewy! Tell me about what you did this weekend, Jeff.
I played them Crash Bandicoot.
All three games?
The first one so far. But the first one's the hardest to platinum.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Because they put relics in levels that were never meant to be time trialed in one life.
Right.
Did you download the DLC?
I haven't downloaded the DLC, but I will.
You've heard of it? Stormy sent?
Yeah.
It's only free for the first month.
Yeah, no, I'll get it. I'll make sure I get it.
I played Stormy sent, Dave.
Did you beat it?
Yeah, I did. I beat it on time trial. I got the gold relic on it, Dave. Do you know how long I took on that?
Jeff, please tell me you recorded it.
No, why would I?
Oh man, Jeff, I want to see you do it.
Okay. It took me hours, Dave.
I believe
To
you.
beat it or to beat it on time trial?
I just want to see you beat it, to be honest. I don't care.
I could beat it probably in a couple lives now. The first time I did, I wasted 40 lives.
Oh my god. Jeff, that level is insane.
I can go to your house and play it.
Yes, you can.
So you know why they took it out of the first game, right?
Yeah, because it was too hard. But you could use a Game Shark to get into it.
But if you got all three of like the Cortex tokens in the original one, it just crashed the PlayStation game.
Okay, so what happens when you get them now?
Well, they put a bonus level in, but before it crashed because it was a game not supposed to be in there, so it had no bonus level associated with it. So it tried to load nothing and it just crashed itself. But now they fixed it, everything. It's really nice. It's incredibly hard to do.
So, but you're telling me they designed an original bonus level to be played during it?
It's hard as heck, Dave. It's incredibly hard. Yes.
Jeff, I'm dying to. I would love to see you play this. I would.
Okay.
But I don't believe that you got a gold relic. Although I believe you in the sense
look at my trophy list.
Yeah, I can look at your trophy list and I'll believe you. But I can't believe it that you would even waste your time trying to do that.
3 minutes and 30 seconds is my time.
All right. The more
I was a couple seconds short of a platinum relic.
The more that you be, well, seconds is a lot of distance in that time. Like I've openly said this on this show as well as the other shows, right? Is where I just feel like I don't like this game because it doesn't feel like the original, and I want it to feel like the original. Like all the timing feels wrong and different. And I've played the original a bazillion times, right? But like
that's like different from you and I. Like I never played the original a bazillion times.
Like I knew, Jeff, like I knew exact timing for like how you would hit a box and then you would be able to jump and then hit the jump button immediately again and then land the landing over like things in the polar bear levels and like the ways that you could get around the boulders on the boulder levels. Like you knew exactly which ways you needed to go so you could spin the boxes that wouldn't get destroyed by the boulders, which some of them do now. They actually get destroyed like they should, but others don't. I mean, I felt like I knew these games hands down and I was ready to platinum them because it doesn't feel the same. I get frustrated every time I play it. And as you proceed to beat more of it, I am more and more convinced that it's completely just me and I'm annoyed because I have so much attention dedicated to the old ones that I should just suck it up and accept that these are all fine. I just have to learn everything again.
I've heard it before that people say it's a little bit different. The problem I have with the game sometimes is I feel like sometimes the hitboxes are off or something, because sometimes I feel like something doesn't hit me and it hits me. And I get really frustrated, especially playing 5 hours of Stormy Ascent.
Yeah, as you platinum it though, Jeff, like I'm convinced I can do it. Like if you can get
the third one is the easiest to platinum, I heard. Dave.
Well,
the third
one was designed for time relics, right?
Yeah.
It took all those things into mind, everything that had built up to that point. We're going back and saying you don't have the slide jump, and you also don't have the fruit bazooka, and you also don't have lots of other like spinning moves and stuff. Like the third one is way easier to play. And I even think the second one is much easier to play than the first one on this insane trilogy. But I felt like I knew Crash 1 hands down, despite the fact that I knew it was the hardest. I felt like I was going to be able to play through these games, and I just get annoyed because it doesn't feel right. Yeah.
Time relics for Crash Bandicoot 1 are insane. You have to get through every level without dying. That includes the high road. There were points like where you could they actually was designed where you can just jump on the ropes and avoid stuff, but that's still incredibly hard to stay on the rope. You can't do it with the directional button. I was using the analog buttons.
Yeah, and you say that makes me think I need to play with the analog stick.
Yeah, I mean I tried with the analog, like the directional buttons. They're hard. All right. It's because the PlayStation 4 controller isn't designed for the analog stick.
You mean the PlayStation 1 controllers weren't designed for the analog stick, and the fact that this game is designed for analog, it actually plays better with analog than it should with the D-pad.
Did you try with analog at all?
No, Jeff, it's all nostalgia based, me flipping right to the D-pad like I always do. Like I can't help it.
You can't help it. Yeah, you can. Just try the analog stick.
Okay. I'm gonna give it another shot. I'm not done with this. Don't mistake the fact that I'm done. Like I've been playing Splatoon in my free time, which seems to like it's not a lot of free time lately for games. But I will go back to Crash. I will not. I'm not giving up. I haven't given up, and I don't plan on giving up. So, hey, that's for what it's worth. Jeff, you also did something else today.
I watched a movie. Well, first off, really quick.
Yeah.
You're not gonna platinum Crash Bandicoot 1, Dave. You yourself, I had a hard time of it. It was incredibly hard with the time travels. Crash Bandicoot 1 is not designed for the time travels.
Okay. Well, I'm not heartbroken over that. But I can
love that, like fumbling in the dark. All of those were hard for me. It took me so many hours to do them.
Now the question is, did Crash take you longer, or did Horizon Zero Dawn take you longer to play?
Horizon Zero Dawn, because Crash is a pretty short game. There's a lot to like collect in Horizon Zero Dawn.
I'm gonna give it another fair go. I'm not done. But you're right. I'm not gonna platinum the first game. If I want anything, Jeff, and this is the truth, and this is the honest God truth to the audience, I would like, and I don't have a single platinum, right?
Yeah.
This is coming from a person with 0 platinums. If I could make my first platinum Crash Bandicoot 2, that would make me the happiest person in the world.
You can definitely, if you're good with the time travels, you could do Crash Bandicoot 2.
Okay. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to get a gold relic on every stage. You have to get it on like 15 stages.
You have to get on every stage.
All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fight through it.
Make sure you get a Cortex Infuriator trophy, which is before you even start the game. You enter and exit a level 3 times without getting a crystal, and Cortex gets really mad at you. And
yeah,
that's a trophy.
I already did that, I think.
But I find Crash 2 a lot easier than Crash 1. So I watched Dunkirk.
Okay.
I watched Dunkirk. Have you heard about Dunkirk?
I've heard very little about Dunkirk. I know that it's a war movie. I know that it's in theaters right now.
It's a really good war movie. Do you know what Dunkirk is about?
No. Tell me about it, Jeff, and tell me whether I should see it, because now I've heard multiple glowing reviews for Baby Driver, not just from you.
Yeah. Watch Baby Driver first.
All right. So tell me about Dunkirk, though.
So Dunkirk is about well, you know, like you remember like how Nazis invaded France, and all the French and English troops had to evacuate to England.
Okay.
It's about that, the evacuation of Dunkirk, like the city of Dunkirk. All the troops are leaving the beach and getting like on all the boats and everything, trying to leave to English Channel. And it's basically the whole movie about from like 3 different people's perspectives, like a troop evacuating, a civilian life, like a civilian vote that was requisitioned to help with evacuation from England. So like during the retreat, there were a lot of civilian boats that were requisitioned to go and pick up survivors, to drive across the English Channel back. And then the third one is from a pilot, like an English pilot helping like the planes evacuate, shooting down bombers and stuff. And it's just all about the evacuation of Dunkirk, the city of Dunkirk.
Meaningful characters that you feel for and want to get through this.
All 3 of the main characters.
Okay. All 3 of the main. Some would argue that Rogue One didn't have relatable good characters and it was a mediocre war movie.
So this is being hailed by a lot of like people from like the war and everything as like a really, really accurate telling. It's pretty dark at times with people dying and stuff, like any war movies.
Okay.
Have you ever? Did you have to watch Full Metal Jacket?
I don't think
in
of
school?
it. No, I don't think so.
It was another war movie that's hailed as really accurate, and it's a lot like that. The only problem I saw with it is with all three of the people's perspectives, they jumped around in the timeline a lot, and it was a little bit
Jarring.
hard, yeah, to see where in the timeline they were looking at.
Okay. One more
But
thing before you get a character of the week, Jeff.
yeah,
Do you see the glowing reviews for the Emoji Movie?
do you mean the horrible reviews for the
Yes,
emoji movie?
yes, the horrible reviews. The movie got panned. It's so awful.
Yeah, I
And
thought it was going to be awful.
yeah, except remember that the Lego Movie had every potential to be awful and might be one of the greatest animated movies of all time. Like we have to remember that.
But I didn't think the Lego movie was going to be horrible because all the Lego video games. Have you ever played an emoji video game, Dave?
Yeah, play one every day on my phone.
So, like the Lego movie, at least had practice from video games, and they refined all their games. Because if you would play the first Lego game, it's pretty
You think
archaic.
Jim Young said stop yawning. You think that the level of humor and the level of organizing the way that they tell jokes and the level of like this is the kind of world that Legos live in was perfected by the video games?
Yes.
Okay. That's an interesting way to look at it.
Look at the Lego video games going like as a timeline. They get better and better.
Yeah, but I don't know if their original storytelling. I mean, I don't know if they've ever even really done original storytelling other than maybe the Lego movies and Lego City Undercover.
Lego Batman 2, Lego Batman 3, Lego Marvel superheroes.
Lego Marvel Superheroes is super, super fun, and it's really great to collect all the heroes,
It
but
doesn't have a good storyline.
The story is awful, Jeff. Don't defend Marvel Superheroes.
But even though they didn't have to tell, like a lot of games didn't have an original storyline, they did Lego Batman, right?
Yeah.
And Lego Batman is directly out of like they just so the first couple Lego movies, Lego Star Wars was one of the higher ones, no voice acting, and it was okay. It was they did as best as they could without voice acting. As they got better, they got better and better.
Right.
Until they got voice acting, and Lego Batman 2 is their voice acting movie or video game.
Okay. Anyway, Jeff, do you have a character of the week?
I do, but yeah, Emoji Movie I heard was horrible. Watch Baby Driver, then if you have other time, watch Dunkirk. But Dunkirk is a war movie. You have to come in prepared for like dark stuff.
Not a happy feel good movie.
I mean, at the end, it's okay, happy, feel good.
Okay.
But the whole process to it is you feel like you're in the war.
I mean, now to clarify that statement, Jeff.
Yeah.
Neither nor you nor I has ever been in a war.
Yep.
Okay. Just clarifying that for our listeners.
Not yet.
Hopefully never. Honestly. Hopefully never.
Have you ever heard of I can't believe they do Mordred the Evil or Morgan Le Fay? Arthurian legend characters?
No, but I'm dying to know now.
You've heard of Arthurian legend. You know Morgan Le Fay, right?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about. What are these?
So you don't know, like, or Arthur had a half sister named Morgan Le Fay, and that like one night he said she just seduced him, and then she had a kid that was his like.
No,
I
don't know what this is.
Like an inbred kid, and it was Mordred the Evil who brought about the downfall of King Arthur, who killed King Arthur in his final battle.
No, I've never heard this story.
Do you know Arthurian legend?
I mean, no. The idea of like the Holy Grail and King Arthur pulls a sword out of a stone kind of crap that Disney tells you, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no. Like, no, I don't really know. I've never seen like the actual story.
You've never, man, Dave. What about Miss Marvel?
You mean Shazam?
Miss Marvel is different than Captain Marvel. Let's talk about Miss Marvel.
All right, fine.
Miss Marvel. I mean, she's pretty Miss. She has to be pretty obscure to get like an eighth of a page, right?
She's gonna become Captain Marvel. You realize this, right?
No, Miss Marvel is different than Captain Marvel.
Okay, I'm ready.
Miss Marvel appeared in Captain Marvel number 17, Dave, in 2013. In 2013.
Oh, so 1 year after the Battle of New York, before the timeline jump in which that we made it 2010.
No. 3 years after the Battle of New York.
Well, 1 year before we moved the timeline back 3 years. 2 years.
Where's the timeline at, Dave? Hey, give me a timeline for like Legend of Zelda now.
Well, see, Jeff, in the events of the Ocarina of Time,
Yeah, they split off into two different.
No, 3 different timelines.
2 different timelines.
No,
it's only 2 different.
Three different timelines.
No, it's only 2 different timelines. I've read about it.
Yes, and they changed it to be 3 different.
When did they do that?
Jeff, look it up right now. Let's go down another timeline. You know what? No, Jeff, don't look it up. Don't look it up.
I'm already looking it up.
No. We're gonna save the timeline, the Zelda timeline, for an argument.
Oh yeah. It is 3 different timelines. I'm sorry. The one where he fails, and the 2 where he triumphs and either keeps his adult form or goes to the child form.
Right? Yeah. Huh.
Where does the newest Legend of Zelda fall in that?
10,000 years after the events of Twilight Princess.
Yeah, but oh, okay. So after,
I don't know if that's been confirmed by Nintendo or not, but that's the running theory.
Which one is the Twilight Princess timeline, and where he defeats Ganondorf, but he stays in his adult form?
I don't remember this.
Jeff,
so
confusing.
Jeff, that timeline shouldn't even exist. Right.
This timeline is just pieced together by people who wanted to see if there was a timeline, okay?
Right, exactly. there was enough demand across the internet saying that the Zelda stories take place in the same universe, right? So yeah. Nintendo felt obligated to present an official timeline because they could put it inside of a book that they knew if they said the official timeline was in it, they would sell so many copies, they would make so much money that it didn't matter, that the timeline didn't actually matter, nor was actually a thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So the era of Twilight, which is Twilight Princess, takes place in the Child Link timeline. So where he defeats it but stays a child. Okay. Miss Marvel, real name is Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan. Stupid Stanley. Hey, do you think the Stanley appearance in Homecoming was really early?
I mean, for a Stan Lee cameo?
Yeah.
It was fine. I don't think it's one of the standouts.
I think the best standout is the Daredevil one.
Yeah, no, the Daredevil one.
Yeah.
You mean the
Deadpool one.
Yeah, the Deadpool one's the best one.
Yeah. Occupation is student and adventurer. Man, what's your occupation, Dave? I'm a student.
I mean, I think about that every day.
What's your occupation, Dave? I'm an adventurer.
I wish I could just say that. I want to say I'm an official Pokemon Go trainer.
Base is Jersey City. Well, to be that, you have to be level 40, like Jim Young.
Jim Young is an official. He's / Starfleet commander.
Jersey City, New Jersey. Where's she from? She's around 5'4" Dave.
No, so she's the perfect height.
Kamala Khan is a polymorph who can extend and grow any part of her limbs, grow giant size and shrink to doll sized. She is also a shapeshifter.
Wow.
They actually have to put into she is also a shapeshifter.
Well, I mean, shapeshifter is kind of different than the ability to shrink and enlarge yourself.
OP. That's like Mr. Fantastic and Ant-Man and Beast Boy all in one.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Dude, she's OP, man.
So is Captain Marvel. To be fair, also overpowered.
A Muslim Pakistani American, Kamala Khan comes from a traditional conservative home. She wants to make her parents proud, but also feels that their boundaries are holding her back. All that teen angst. Kamala is an inhuman whose power is manifested following the exposure to the Terrigen mists released when the floating inhuman city of Adelan was destroyed.
Terrigen. Secondly,
Terrigen, if you're in DC.
Exactly. Terrigen mist, and that makes her an inhuman.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a mutant. Not a mutant.
I didn't say mutant at all. I said
inhuman. No, I'm just getting in the Marvel MCU debate. She's inhuman.
It's only mutant if Fox owns it.
Right. So it's inhuman or enhanced.
Kamala's inhuman powers.
Please, Fox, sign a contract. Please.
All of your X-Men movies are crap except for Logan.
Except for Logan and Deadpool.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Guess what? The movies you teamed up with Sony on.
Did they? No. The Deadpool was its own thing, and it was like Ryan Reynolds controlling everything, which is why it's good. And Logan isn't a Sony figure.
Is it? What was I thinking?
Spider-Man is a Sony team up. Spider-Man is a Sony team up with Disney. Right. No, Logan is still its own thing, but Jeff, here's the problem. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is not related to Miss Marvel in any way, shape, or form, but Logan is the perfect ending to everything else they made. So if we're gonna do X-Men again, let's just do it right with the MCU.
Logan is the one where that Marvel teamed up with them.
No.
Produced
Logan,
by Marvel Entertainment. Logan is produced by Marvel Entertainment.
Marvel Entertainment, not Marvel Studios.
What's the difference?
Marvel Studios is owned by Disney.
Who's Marvel Entertainment owned by?
Just the general umbrella that is Marvel that also got sold off to Fox and Sony.
No, Marvel Entertainment is wholly owned by Walt Disney. It's a subsidiary.
I'm so confused right
Marvel
now.
Entertainment by Disney.
Okay, but Logan has nothing to do with the MCU.
No, not yet.
Oh God. Well, here's the problem, Jeff, is we could take Deadpool and he could do something crazy that mixes all the universes and it could all just be MCU and it would be totally fine.
Yeah. And where would that be in the timeline?
Logan? Oh, Logan's in like 20 like
no, I'm talking about Deadpool and everything. Like they have to like cut to Logan and they say 10 years earlier.
Well, it's an alternate timeline, so it doesn't matter. They had
something like 10 years earlier for Logan. That way it'd just be all messed up.
10 years previously.
Yeah. Where he's driving everything new fashioned.
Right. Everything's new and it's in the future and all the mutants are dead, but it's in the past. That'll make sense.
Kamala's inhuman powers have been present in her DNA her whole life. It just took the mists to unlock them, meaning that Kamala really has always been different. She idolizes all the Avengers, but particularly Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, because Captain Marvel does all the amazing things she wishes she could do.
So, Miss Marvel, hi. You're a character that exists as an Inhuman during an Inhuman event to somehow eventually, probably in the original planning stages, to replace Captain Marvel, right? As the new Captain Marvel. Probably the original idea probably didn't pan out because people didn't actually like Miss Marvel very much. She's not Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that, Jeff. Because you're an electrical. Yeah. Should that be how we end the show? That's that.
So that's that, and it just cuts out.
Yeah. Except play the freaking... Hi, computer.
Hi, Dave.
I think I actually hear crickets right now.
I do. I think I hear crickets too. What did you do, Dave?
I didn't do anything.
Are you sure? There's crickets. Nobody likes us. You know what crickets mean? That nobody cares for us.
I can't even believe how horribly that ending went. This was Character Crunch episode 161. Only 5 more episodes, and Jeff has done 100 episodes of this show with me, guys. That's what that means. Of course, Character Crunch, this amazing podcast that's been going on since 2012, right? But now we need to retcon that to be 2010. Jeff just dropped out. That's fine. I don't know what happened to Jeff. You guys can get this show over at charactercrunch.com, where you can get all our links.
This show the same way I started it, by cutting out audio-wise.
You can, of course, get all our links, even to our amazing patron Josh Miller, who makes this show possible every single week, where he streams on Twitch at a big F and Eagle, FN, like the letters FNN. The links are over at charactercrunch.com, powered by the Dacespace Podcast Network, which can be supported on Patreon. I'm Dave Moore. You can follow me at Dacespace Jeff, at Jeffrey Daly. Electrical engineer by day, Jeff Daly.
Jeff Delay.
Or Delay. Guys, tune into Character Crunch every single week for debating the timelines of your wonderful geek culture.
What do you think has the most confusing timeline? What's Zelda. The most time? You think Zelda?
If you have a better idea, you leave your comments over
Cinematic Universe.
If there's a timeline that you would like us to argue, including the DC Cinematic Universe, right? Leave those comments over at charactercrunch.com or in the YouTube section down below. We would love to debate your timelines, guys. I'm Dave Moore. That's Jeff Daly. We already said that. We'll see you guys next week for Character Crunch, episode 162.
Dang, that's a lot of episodes. It's almost like 163 episodes.
Wouldn't it be great if we actually got comments?
You know.